And we are back here on the WHHI-TV Daily News. Mayor Alan Perry is here for his monthly update. Always good to see you.
Can't believe it's been a month again.
I know. Very quickly time flies by. Here we are in November. Yeah. We're going to talk a little business, but then we're going to have a little fun.
Sure.
There's all kinds of things that have happened and are going to happen. But so things coming up with the town. The most important one probably is the land management ordinance that you're doing a task force, and that should be in place next time we talk.
Right. So yeah, we're putting that team together right now, the Land Management Ordinance Task Force, and it's a group of 21 total that we're going to have together. And in December, we'll have that team assembled. Most of the people are already there because we're using some chairs of boards, commissions, and committees, and 3 council members and some staff members as well. And we really hope to kick it off in December and get things really rolling in January and start moving forward with those changes and reviews on the land management ordinance and community input.
Okay, very good. And Beach Renourishment is still pretty much on schedule, going along?
It is. It's moving right along, right? Okay. We had a couple of threatening storms and some winds, and on Pine Island, as quickly as we were pumping sand on, it was being pulled right back out, but they got that resolved. And now we've moved to the heel Port Royal Plantation, and it's, what's been done looks great, and it really is making a huge difference. So they're on track, and things are just moving right along.
Well, and talking about storms just for a second, how lucky we have been this season that looked like there could be something dicey there, but really nothing has happened, so it was able to keep pretty much on track.
Absolutely, right? So there was a moment that they were looking to pull back on their services and how they were going to work through the storms and the winds and the tides and the rains, but really didn't have to do that. So they never had to shut down, and what a fortunate year we've had, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can't really go a month without maybe mentioning the bridge and the corridor project. But again, that's things to come next time is
right.
We're going to talk about that.
So the SCDOT just had a public meeting kind of telling people where they stand with the bridge project, and you can go online to scdot.org, I believe it is, to figure out that information if you missed it. But the town, we're also working on the corridor and what we want to bring forward to the community for additional workshops, and that'll happen December, January. We're trying to get it right before we bring it to the public.
Right. Yep. An ongoing discussion for sure. So let's talk a little bit, the holidays are coming up. We just had the Concours, we had the 50th Regatta on Coligny, all kinds of other fun lantern parades coming up. So great time to be here.
It is. I was talking to somebody earlier, and he goes, how great is it when Hilton had shining like that, for this past weekend. It was just wonderful. Next week we've got the Veterans Day celebration, so let's not forget about that.
No, absolutely
But this weekend is the Oyster Festival, and then we've got a lot of different galas that are happening, and then of course the Lantern Parade on November 22nd. A little bit different route this year, so pay attention to that, but it's always so well attended.
Yes.
And if you can't make it to the beach, it ends up at Celebration Park, so it's a great place to see all the happenings and all those different
Okay, so is that a different ending spot then?
It is. Well, it's not a different ending spot, but before they went a little bit further down on the beach and went through Coligny, but now they're going to stop sooner, I think, at the Tiki Hut.
Okay,
I believe where it is.
Gotcha. All right, yeah, and you're, as you said, very well attended, so get there early if you want a parking
early.
spot.
Make a day of it. Yes.
Right, exactly. Camp out. So, and here we are. I mentioned it last time.
Yep, you did.
But now it's really official because it was 3 years ago, November, that you were elected. So, how have your 3 years been, and what are you hoping to do in the 4th year?
Sure. So 3 years there's been a lot of learning experiences, and there's a lot of things I didn't know. There's a lot of things I've learned, and it's a process.
Right.
And the 4th year, we're really going to work to get a lot of things done. We're going to see a lot of shovels in the ground. And of course, being the 4th year, it is an election year. And it's always been my goal not to serve one term.
Okay.
So my intent has been to run again, and that's that'll kick off sometime next year.
And that intent has stayed.
That intent has stayed. There's been moments,
right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
There's always that challenge because there's sometimes a lot of heat and pressure, but it's how you work through that and pick yourself up and move on. Move on through it, and that's what we're doing. Council is working great together right now. And I expect that to continue in 2026.
Yeah, well, that's excellent to hear. Thank you, as always, Mayor, for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us. And stay tuned, because there's more to come.